Hello crafty friends, it's Susie Chocolate here. Today I'm going to do a quick demonstration tutorial to show you how I have used the latest Creative Stamping issue number 90, how I've used this beautiful stamp set and masks. It's got two lovely stencils and the masks that go with them. Yeah, like that. And these are the two that I'm going to use. The stamps that go with them are this one here, which is some sentiments in the shape of a tree, and this one here, which is enjoy the stillness of the season in the shape of the stag's head. And so they are the stamp and the masks that I'm going to use. And there is lots of inspiration in the magazine. Absolutely. I've done two sets of cards. This is one set. I've done quite a number of different colours in this, and then the one I'm now going to show you. And I've also done a number of different colours in a sort of a tower style card that Sam Calcott from Mixed Up Craft has made. I haven't got the dies that she's just brought out, but I did use the manual tutorial that she has on her YouTube, and made some beautiful tower cards with this this huge big stag's head here with the little scene on it. And so I'll show you those, just the cards at the end, and I'll show you some cards that I've made with this now. Okay, and so this is the embossing folder that I'm going to be using today. It's a really simple and quick card. It's a Crafts to You embossing folder called Christmas Trees Frame, and I don't know if you can see the actual frame of the embossing folder there, but it's got Christmas trees and holly and cones and little stars and sprinkles all the way around the edge, and then it's got a lovely little wiggly frame that is embossed into the card itself. And so that's what I'm going to be using with these creative stamping stamps and masks. And I've just done a couple so that you can see what they actually come out like. And so I've inked the inside of the embossing folder, which we'll do in a second. I've inked the inside on the negative, so the one with the cutout, not the one with the protrusion. So the side with the cutout, I have inked that with a little ink block, and then I've popped my card in, shut it down, taped it up with a little bit of washi, run that through my embossing folder, and then this is the result that you get when it comes out. And there's one in green. So that one there, the purpley one, is Seedless Preserve, and this lovely green one was Mowed Lawn. They're both distress inks. I have done some with an oxide. I bought a Distress Oxide Evergreen Bow, which is actually a re-inker, but I couldn't get because I couldn't get a larger oxide pad, but it's just as good to use the Distress Oxide liquid. Just dab a little tiny bit on your mat, and then with your foam blender just pick it up and blend it into your foam blender so that it is well worked in. And it works just the same by stroking it up and down the inside of your embossing folder as using one of these little blocks. And so let's just get on and show you what we're going to do. And so what colour should we use now? I've done a red, I've done a blue, a pale blue, I've done the evergreen bough, mowed lawn, seedless preserve. So should we go for, what should we go for? Let's go for a pink, picked raspberry. I'm just going to give my, because I haven't cleaned that since I just done the seedless preserve, so I'm just going to give my embossing folder a little wipe so we don't have any colours overflowing. There we are. So that's that nice and dry. So I like these little ink blocks because they're just a nice size to be able to hold in your hand. So all I'm going to do is just stroke it down the folder like that, making sure that I've covered it all, right to the edge and right to the bottom. I don't mind if there's some streaks, some lines, some thicker parts, but I want to make sure that I've got colour all the way around the whole of the thing from top to bottom, which I think I have there. The little stripes and dots and thicker bits, it just makes it have a little bit more of texture, so that it gives it a little bit more life. And so then I've got, this is a 4 1/4 inch folder by 6, I think. So I've got a piece of paper, so very carefully, once you lay it down, you have to leave it there. And so very carefully, I'm going to lay this top edge right up at the joint as far as I can get it. And then flatten it down. And so like that. And then with a couple of bits of washi tape, I'm just going to stick it so that I can run it through my Big Shot a number of times. So I'm just going to, this is after it's had 2 passes through the embossing machine, and there we are, that's what we get. And so that looks pretty awesome, doesn't it? Got a little bit of a stripe on the Christmas tree there and a little bit of blotch around there, but that's okay. I'm happy with that because I shall be putting little bits of dots of glitter around all of these little trees and things when we get to the end. And so the next thing I'm going to do is to cut that down to 2 size and then do the stamp on this bottom piece of paper. This piece of card is 4 1/4 by the width of a piece of A4 card, and so I'm just going to cut it down so that I'm just trimming off the a tiny little bit of the edge so that the pink goes right the way down to the bottom, and the same up the side. That, that's a little bit further in there, so just make sure that's going to run. Yeah, I think that's good, like that. And just going to trim a tiny little bit off there to match this side so that I've got equal between the trees, and it's just a tiny little bit. There we go. And so now that is exactly 4 inches by 5 7/8, just about 5 7/8. And so that is going to be the front of the card. And then I'm going to get my stamping platform. Let's pop these inks out of the way, and that over there, and pop them on there, and just lift those up so I've got all of this space to get oh, I've got the stamp for the inside of the card on here. Yeah, I can always put that back on again, that's not an issue. That's not an issue. Okay, and so with this little bit of card, I'm going to stamp the, what should we do first? We'll do the Christmas tree first, I think. We'll do Christmas tree for the pink. And so this, I've worked out that this little piece of card is just big enough to get the embossing folder on, and also the width of the stencil. And so what we will be doing is we will be covering the stamp with the stencil and blending ink all the way around the edge, and so that we can fussy cut or put it onto your cutting machine, whatever you choose, and cut it out so that around the stamp sentiment you have the shape of the Christmas tree and a little bit of the colour. And so that is going to go there, and that, so just testing to see that it's going to, yeah, that's going to be in a perfect position. So we'll pick that up on there, and I'm going to do that in the pink, in the picked raspberry as well. Do the wording in the picked raspberry, and so let's give that a nice press on all the way around. And I need to give my lid a bit of a clean. So as you can see, that's a little bit blotchy, but if we do it 2 or 3 times it will come out really clear. I know these distress inks take 2 or 3 layers to get a nice clear wording, but they do, see, that's coming up nicely now. One more perhaps, just tap on all over and have another press. This is a Tim Holtz platform on the clear side. This is a 2-sided platform, so you can put the thick rubber stamps and the clear stamps in. And I put a piece of fun foam in the bottom of mine, and then I've got a little grid on the top so that I can line things up. There, that's looking really quite nice. Should we just, that S looks like it could do the big capitals. And let's just do another little tap, tap, tap. I like to have the words looking really clean and precise, but you know, if you're not so bothered, then you might not need to do 4 press. Oh, that's lovely. Yeah, really like that. Yep, really like that. Okay, so I'll leave the stamp in there for the next card. And so then we're going to cover the wording with the shape of the little mask, just like that. Now you can't really tape it down because we're going to blend all the way around it, and so I'm just going to grab a pink and a blending brush. It's got a bit curled up. Just stretch that out. And load it up, just give it a nice dab, give it a rub, however you like loading up your dog hair on the edge there. We don't need that. And then just making sure that that's right in place. Again, I'm going to hold it in the middle and just ink around the edges. Beautiful pink. You don't have to do anything special, you just need to ink around it so you've got a shape to cut out and have a nice bit of colour. Whether you want it really dark or whether you'd like it lighter, it's entirely up to you. Whoops, there we are, I've moved it. Let's line it back up again. Doesn't matter if you move it because it's easily lined up like that. And I'll just go around this side and the bottom so we can cut the stalk, the trunk, I mean, not the stalk, so not a flower. And is that looking even? Yeah, I think that's looking good enough. And there we are. So let's pop the lid on that. Let's stick it back in the box. And so I'm just going to let that dry, and then I will fussy cut out, just leaving about 1/8 of an inch all the way around, and so that the outside of the white tree is pink. And then I'll be back after I've done that. I think I might dry it with a heat gun actually, and then that will be a little bit easier for me today with my arm because I'm 4 weeks since my operation. I had an operation on my shoulder to decompress the joint and mend a tear in my rotator cuff. So I've got a bit of cordy thing that's been affixed to repair that and hold it in place. It's been quite painful, but I'm now at 4 weeks, and so the consultant and physio have said that I can use my hand a little bit more now, not to use my arm for any function of pull, push or lift or anything like that, but I am allowed to just sort of pick things up, so that's making it a little bit easier making my last 3 cards, because I am really behind because I've been really slow. It's, yeah, one-handed has not been very easy. I've had to try to do things very different to how I normally would do. So I'm just going to fussy cut around here, just to give it a little bit of shape of the tree. Just twist your paper and keep your scissors still, and just keep it about a 1/16, not an 1/8, about a 1/16 of an inch. Have a little wiggle there, and nice round corners, round ends to the tree boughs. And so I will just finish this off, and then I'll come back. I can't seem to do a fast forward on my iMovies, and so I need to work out how to do that. Well, I can do it, but it only speeds it up by twice as fast, which is no good because it's really you can't really tell that it's going very much faster. And so I will stop the camera and come back once I have finished it. And so there we are. There's the little tree that we have fussy cut out. It's really, you know, even if you don't like fussy cutting, it's really quite easy because it's just a lot of wiggly lines. And so if it's not perfect, it really doesn't matter. And if you cut too much of the colour off, you can always lay the stencil back on again. So have I done it anywhere? Yeah, there, I've almost cut, as you can see there, I've almost cut all of the pink off. And so if I just lay the stencil back on, bring it in a little bit, and then get my blender and just be careful and just do that one end. Just do that one end. There we are. And so all these little tricks nicely coloured now, so it's all even all the way around, and that is going to be popped onto the front of our card. And so I'm going to put some foam tape on the back of that, and then that's going to sit in the middle of the little frame there like that. And then we're going to put foam tape on the back of this, and it's going to go on, should we put that on, don't know whether to put it on a plain or a silver. I'm not quite sure. I shall go off and have a look at some different colours and see what I have. I might have some pearly pink or purpley colour. Let's go and have a look. And these three are 4 colours. So, oh no, I don't think. Do you like that? Is it like an iridescent? No, I think that's a bit too gaudy. Don't want that one. This is like a pearlised raspberry. That's not bad. Quite like that one. No, that was the wrong colour totally. And then, no, I think that will go well with the, that will go well with that one though. That's a nice pearl paper, but we can put that on. Yeah, I think that will look nice on there. So we'll stick with this, which is it's a very thin pearly paper, so I'm going to have to stick it. Let me get that out of the way before I lose it. I'm going to have to stick that onto a piece of white card, or should I just put it onto the card? Right, I've done the, where's the card front gone? Ooh. Here we are. So I've already done the inside of my greeting. So we've got a few snowflakes, happy Christmas and lots of love with a little heart, which is my favourite sign off. And so I think I can probably stick the, yeah, let's just leave a little white bead around the edge, and then we can pop that in there, stood up on a little bit of foam tape. I think that will look lovely. And so we just need to cut this to size. So we need to cut it to there and there. Just get my cutter back up again. So I'll just get my cloth and give that a good rub. Spread out the glue underneath so we don't have any lumpy bits. And the good thing with the collal is that it doesn't warp your paper. So when you're gluing it, I find when I'm gluing a thin paper and I use just PVA glue, then all the pattern of the ink where you've spread it on the back comes through and starts to warp the front of your paper, and the liquid comes through. Well, this is not water based, and so yep, that's nice. And so then we need to get our foam tape. Sorry about that. Get some foam tape, pop my lid on the glue. And let's pop this on first. So I'm going to put four lines on here. So I'm going to do one close to the edge. I think this is 2 mil. I think that's 2 mil thick. And then I like to put a little bit of glue on top of the foam, so I've got some wiggle room. When I'm putting it in place. So it's going to leave a nice, put it on the right way, Suzanne, up the right way. It's going to leave a nice border of about 3/8 of an inch, I suppose, maybe half an inch around the edges. So, oh, sorry. Just going to pop a little bit of glue on here. I've got a few more videos that I've been recording, but I just haven't had the energy to do all the editing and stuff that goes with it because the anaesthetic, I've been really tired. And so I will get those done, and I can't even remember what I've made to tell you. Gosh. I think the tower card that I made with the stag's head was one of them that I've recorded. And so, excuse my, I'm just going to bring it towards me, so I'm sorry if it goes out of focus, but I just want to, or if my head comes in, I just want to get it as best lined up as I can, so I don't have to. What does that look like? Top and bottom look fairly good. Yep, so we can now press that into place. So just give that a little rub to smooth it nicely down, like that. And we're nearly there. So we're just going to put some tape, some foam tape on the back. I'll use the same 2mm tape. Just going to put a bit as far up the middle as I can get it, like that. And then can I get, oh yes I might, can I, no, that's too wide. So just a little tip so that I can cut this in half. I'm going to the cover that I've taken off of the bits that I've used. I'm just going to stick it on the back of here. And then it won't get stuck to my scissors as I now try and cut it to a different width. So I think there we can have a bit about that. Nice. Get rid of that. So then that will just stand up there like that. Very nice. And then we can put some glitter on. So I'm just going to grab my pokey tool and hook all this off of here. And off you come. Oh, come on, you can get it to there. It's that one. Let's go for this. I've kept all my colours the same, so they're all shades of pink on here, but obviously if you want to have a variety of colours, then that's entirely up to you. I just thought that I would try and do these so that they're quite contemporary, and I don't have to keep swapping things and wiping things down, and they'll be done nice and quickly. And so I don't know how long we've been going for so far, but we're all live, so we'll find out how long it has taken in the end. Yep, they're all off, because I don't normally do quick cards. I normally do fussy cards, and so that's going to sit just in the centre there, and then the tree is a little off skew. It's not dead straight, so keep them nice and level, and we'll go a little bit off like that. So that's nice. That's stuck on there now. So now we're going to do a little bit of glittering. So I'm going to get I've got a quickie glue pen here, and what I'm going to do is I'm going to just draw down the centre of the, let me just have a scribble and see if that's working. Yeah, that comes out blue when you've used. I'm going to draw a line down the centre of the holly leaves, like that, and I'm going to do all of these little sticky outy bits, these little berries here, and I'm just going to scribble over the top lightly so that it all gets covered in glue. So I've done that one, and I'll do the berries and in the lines of the star down the centre of those. And I'm just going to go all the way around and do exactly the same, and do a little star on top of the tree, And then on the trees I'm just going to do some random dots. It's best not to try and do them in lines so that they don't look too regimented. And a star there. So at the corner of the holly, do these lines. The quickie glue will be drying, but it will be wet enough to catch the glitter. I'll be able to get all the way around and it won't dry. Because as I say, I've done 3 or 4 of these already, and so I know that I'll be safe to go all the way around and it won't dry. Scribble across the top of that. And some more berries. There's another holly leaf. Berries. Star. Christmas tree. If you hold it in the light, I'm not sure that you'll be able to see, but I can see if I've missed anything. So I can just see where the glue is marked. I think I might have missed that one line in the star, and a couple of dots down the bottom on the tree, up the top there. I'm going to do that middle bit. I'm just going to go all the way around the edge, but I'm going to puff this on first. Now I've got a couple of Cosmic Shimmer Diamond Frosts here. I've got Frosty Dawn and Aurora Sparkle. Aurora Sparkle has got sort of pinky reds and greens, and the Frosty Dawn is more blue with a tiny little bit of, maybe a little bit of reddy, but that's more blue. So I'm going to use this one because it's more pinky colour. And so I love this because it puffs out and you can just shake it out and just shake it all over. Who used to say that? Shake it all over. Henry. Who is that? No, that was Splash It All Over, Suzanne. The old boxer. Who was that? Henry somebody. And I just need to grab a bit of paper to tip my glitter on. So when you've glittered something like this, I like to turn it around and knock all the sides, just in case it's got stuck underneath the Christmas tree. Yes, I could have sparkled it before, and hopefully you can see that there's lots of nice sparkle all over that. That looks pretty nice. And so I'm just going to, oops, wrong one. I'm going to unscrew the lid, and it's a nice sturdy pot to pour your glitter back into. So just do that. Shake in the bin, and then we can go round the, so I'm just going to do exactly the same. I'm going to go around, all the way around the edge of the pink. Just draw a little line all the way around, like this. Just to give that little twinkle. All around the edge of the tree. And so we'll be there in a moment. Take another few seconds to just get all the way around. Oops. It's like a wing. Right, just have a little check and make sure that I can see a line all the way around. I'll just little bit there. I'm running out of pen. No, that's got it. Okay, so let's spritz some more, sprinkle some more glitter all the way around the edge. And squeaky glue pens are brilliant for this because you can do such a fine little line. And there we are. I'm just going to get a brush and take off any that's just got a bit of static on the pink. Then there we are. Hope you can see all the twinkling lights, all the lovely glitter around the tree and all the way around the edge of the embossing folder. And so there we are. So just let's quickly clear this up and shake that in the bin, pop the brush back, tidy up, put over there like that, and let's lay this on here. So there we are, there's the card that we've just made. Can I see how long it has taken? It has taken 51 minutes, I think. Oh no, that's not 51 minutes. That's about 41 minutes, I think. Sorry, I can't see upside down with my varifocals on. So yeah, there we are. There's a lovely Christmas card made with the creative stamping. Made with these creative stamping, issue number 90, with the lovely set that was free in there this month. So I'll say happy Christmas everybody, just in case I don't get another video done before we have our holidays. I hope that you all have a lovely time as you can possibly have with the new restrictions that have come in tonight that have been announced for the tier 4s and for the ones who can't see their loved ones, but I do hope that you'll be able to get some comfort in seeing them on Zoom or Skype or on video call and speaking to people on telephones as much as possible. And hopefully 2021 is going to bring us some much better news, and we can all get back to not quite the world we used to have, but to a much more sociable one where we can get out and about. I haven't been out since March very much at all. I haven't been into a shop since March. I don't go out very much because of my mobility, but I keep entertained with my friends on Craft World and on all the craft groups, and speaking and chatting to people on the phone and on Messenger and texts. And I think that's what we've got to do, use the technology that we've got. Anyway, thank you very much and Merry Christmas everybody.